That's pretty Scooby.
That's pretty Scooby. That's what everybody calls me, is the Scoob.
And I'm Nessie, the majestic creature of Loch Ness.
You're gonna be Nessie, the beautiful Loch Ness monster. I'm gonna be Scooby-Doo, the munchy having Great Dane.
Don't they share screen time together in the movie?
I almost certainly think they do. In one of the animated series, there has to be Scooby-Doo visits Loch Ness.
Well, I think that's right. I swear it was in the there was a live action Scooby-Doo where they went to the Loch Ness as well.
Maybe in the second one. I know it's not in the first one with Spooky Island. I wanted to do Scooby-Doo. I've wanted to do that first Scooby-Doo on here for a while. I think I might put it in next season.
I like some Scooby-Doo. There was looks like a direct-to-video movie animated called Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah,
so I thought share screen time.
I thought about, and I know you're gonna fucking hate it, but I thought about doing a superhero month.
Ugh.
Just so we can tackle things like Madam Web, and then we can like throw in Sky High in there.
Will it be the masterpiece, The Incredibles?
Could be. Probably The Dark Knight.
Could be the third Brad Bird, though. The third Bird.
Could be the third Bird.
We could just do it as another installment anyways.
But I was like, I had Madam Web and Sky High on next season's like potential list. And then I was like, oh, what if I did those together?
What if he morbed again?
I bet that won't come out until near.
You just remorb.
We could just do Morbius again. Yeah. Morbius is a hoot. I mean, we could morb for sure. Let me see what I've got on here.
Talk about that.
Because it's Andre month to start.
Good.
Well, actually, we're starting the season with the Christmas masterpiece. So Home Alone, then Andre, My Dinner with Andre, Semi-Pro, and The Princess Bride. Then I'll have to come up with 4 Love Lad movies.
I think you should put My Dinner with Andre last, maybe.
You think that's the masterpiece?
That should be the masterpiece, Andre. Well, Princess Bride might be a better movie, but that is the most Andre.
I was torn. I knew it wasn't going to be Andre or Semi-Pro, but I wanted to start with Andre. You know,
it's a good table setter.
It's like, oh, it's Andre month. We're doing Andre. You can't just start with the Semi-Pro.
We've no masterpiece.
Yeah.
Then we got to do it's basketball month. Yeah.
Then we got to do Love Lad. So 4 rom-coms. I've got The Beekeeper in here, so we can finally tackle The Beekeeper with Jason Statham. And maybe Scooby-Doo.
I'll have to whip up my auction-based schedule tomorrow or the next day in class.
Okay. Are you ready?
About half the movie.
Nessie?
I saw him have sex and that was it. Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, you got to the sex, okay. Did you watch the first 10 minutes of Ace Ventura?
No.
Get Lucas.
No, it's going to be my new lodestar.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, me neither. Actually, okay, I'm good. I know Mike Pence likes to say lodestar.
I like this thing you've got on, this pullover.
The quarter zip, normally it's at this, but I think fully zipped's not a bad look either, actually.
I think it's a decent look.
I should have wore it. This is my coaching outfit tonight.
I thought so.
In the game.
In the game?
Yes, we had a game.
Did you win?
We did.
Yes.
You after losing by 50 in our first game. We have a winning record.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
Our point differential is like negative 60 still.
I looked and I'm tied with Brant for number 1 in Dynasty now.
It's been a weird season. Your receivers have been popping off.
And I lost Chris Godwin too. And in the other Dynasty, I'm number 2.
Yeah, I'm struggling in that one too. All right.
And you barely beat me in basketball yesterday.
Huzzah!
12 points. It was super close. We're both at like almost 1,800. Huzzah. All right. Let's do this. Okay, you ready? Ooh.
Yeah.
Hold up. Change to mic or headphones. Okay. A 1, 2, 3, play.
Cinema.
It's so seamless when movie goes immediately into cinema.
It's
movie.
It's word association.
How are you, Nessie?
I'm good, Scooby. That's how the Loch Ness Monster talks.
She puts R's in front of everything.
She does. And she's a big tit lady, as Seth would say. Just like the Earth Girls.
Gina Davis and Candy and yeah. So let's talk about a movie. I put here that I really enjoy the Lionsgate production logo, where it like comes from like inside the keyhole and then zooms all the way out to show it opening all the gear mechanisms. I think it's a pretty clever.
Classy.
It is pretty classy too.
It's a good logo. Man, they're all good. The Columbia is probably my favorite, even though it's non-existent anymore. The lady with the nice
yeah.
I mean 21st Century Fox is great.
Universal's great.
What's Universal's? What's theirs?
Na 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 bum bum. Da-na-na, and then it's the Earth spinning.
That's right. That's good.
I just like Lionsgate because it shows that there's so much going on behind the scenes that you don't know, and it's like, it's like a movie.
It's a movie, like Gina Davis.
So, this movie though, it starts in space, and the animation, the CGI is so bad for space.
Yeah, they didn't spend their money there.
And they
didn't spend their money in costumes either, maybe.
No, not really.
A lot of spray paint, maybe.
Well, you get 3 furry aliens traveling in a spaceship. You've got Mac, the blue alien.
Jeff Goldblum.
Whiplock. Whiplock, the red alien.
That's Jim Carrey.
Red Carrey. And you've got Zebo, the yellow alien.
Jim Cherry.
Ooh, there you go.
Red. And then Zebo is he's
the yellow one. Damon Wayans and
Damon Wayans.
But then that's David Oyelowo.
Yeah, exactly.
So that can't work. But they're traveling. They're cooking up snacks. Trying to get like a
horny.
They're trying to get a sphere to get like graphic alien strippers to appear, and it's been a long time since they've had a female companion.
Light years. Is that? I know it's a measure of distance. Is that too a measure of time?
It's not a measure of time. It's how far light travels in a year.
Yeah. They haven't been late in the light years. That's how long it's been.
Whatever that means, yeah.
Yeah.
And this music is ripe with like original music. The intro music number is a performed song called Earth Girls Are Easy.
Off of her album.
Yes, Julie Brown's EP.
Yeah.
And so you zoom into LA, past over the top of the Hollywood sign, and down to a house in the valley where we meet Val in the valley. Valerie Valley.
I was gonna say, is that her whole name is Valerie Valley?
No, it's I can't remember it, but it's Valerie.
It's something like Valley Girl. It's like Valerie. It's a Valley Girl pun.
Yeah, it is.
Funny. It's smart writing. Yeah.
And she's sleeping in her bed in her wedding dress when her fiance Ted walks in after a shift, saving lives over in the emergency department.
He's such a great guy that he's cheating on her.
Yeah, he's had a stressful day saving lives. That's Dr. Gallagher we're talking about.
So he's gonna go fuck some nurses? Is that what you do after a stressful day, Brandon?
No, no. I did have a kid walk up. He was probably like 19 or something. He was clearly doing it as a prank and a joke because his friend was around the corner. But he walks up. I was like, "Can I help you?" Something. He's like, "Yeah, can you guys get me some boner pills? I haven't been able to get an erection." And I was like, "You're gonna need to see your doctor for that." And he's like, "Okay," and then walked around the corner.
That's a good bit, though. That is a good bit. I appreciate the bit. Respect.
He said it so loud too. One of my technicians was like, "Brandon, you should have asked him that you couldn't hear him and if he could say it louder."
Should ask him to show you.
Yeah, come into my shot room over here. I can actually prescribe it. We just need to do a physical exam first.
We just need to grab your wiener, kid.
I need to see if you can get hard. But she wants to bang Ted, you know? She's in the mood. She's got candles and she's in her wedding dress and all this, but he is beat from his hospital shift. She just needs more sexual energy in his life. Or in her life, and he's like, maybe the next day. So Valerie goes to work as a manicurist at the Curl Up and Dye hair salon.
That's like a Bob's Burgers pun, I thought.
It's a super Bob's Burger pun. But meanwhile, Ted's at the gym talking to the boys about how she doesn't turn him on anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that fucker. He's got side piece of ass.
She's got a good friend, Candy, who's another stylist, a hairstylist at the salon. She's like, maybe you just need to change your look, spice it up. So we cue a whole makeover montage music number called Brand New Girl as they try to change Valerie's look enough so that she looks different. So Ted is thinking in his mind that he's banging a brand new girl. I was like, would he think that? He's a doctor.
And like not a great basis for a relationship if you have to trick your fiance into thinking you're someone else.
Although hell of a salon, they changed her eye color.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah, they were in quick too.
I know, they were like, "We're gonna change your
2 minutes.
Change your hair from brown to blonde." I was like, "Okay," and then like, "We're gonna cut it." I was like, "Okay," and we're gonna
change all day for that.
Brown to blue. I was like, "What?"
Maybe he would notice. Yeah, if this is a completely different person. Maybe they're right. Ted wouldn't know.
Pretty like genetic trait there that they're trying to alter.
Change your nose, maybe a new chin. Yeah.
Bigger boobies.
Bigger boobies. She's home. She's ready.
I also put here in like the makeover montage. Did we see her nipples and only her nipples at one point?
I must not have been paying close enough attention.
They put like a towel over her as they were doing like the salon stuff as she was getting like a facial. But like it looked, there were 2 pink circles on the towel. Like it was cut out areas just for her nipples.
That's odd. Through. I didn't clock that. That would be pretty obscene.
Yeah, it would be. But she's back home. She's trying to spice things up. So she's dressed up, trying to seduce him in like a white corset with like the leg suspenders,
Marvin Gaye going on.
Stockings under it. Yeah, Marvin Gaye. She's got pink high heels. She's reading How to Drive a Man Crazy. She's got sushi. It's everything sexy to the nines, you know?
Sushi sexy? I think the sexy thing is eating it off their body, right?
Yeah.
Is raw fish inherently sexy? I don't know.
I don't know either, but
maybe it's an aphrodisiac.
I was just gonna say it's closer to an aphrodisiac than other things. It's also kind of light, raw you fish. Know, finger food style.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking of finger foods. You're thinking of other stuff. You're right.
Exactly. You're thinking about fingering.
Ooh. Or fish.
Yeah, you were thinking of fish. Tiny little sandwiches. That's what you thought of, not fingering.
Yeah.
Fucking fish, yeah. Boomy style.
Our guy. Big up to Boomy.
You see you come home to your wife in a corset and some sushi all around. You're like, we're gonna watch Uncle Boomy? Are we trying to fuck a fish?
We'll just do it, baby. My favorite movie.
But instead of seducing him, she catches him cheating on her with a nurse. He thinks that the nurse, he goes to change into his alter ego attire, Dr. Love, where he wears his stethoscope around his waist and the stethoscope hangs between his legs like a giant dick.
Penis.
Yeah. And
that's a good bit.
He pops out and he sees her, not recognizing that it's Valerie with the nurse. She's like, "Oh, you brought a friend to have a threesome."
Amazing. No, it's his fiance.
For me, Dr. Love.
It's his fiance.
It is.
And she's distraught.
Kicks him out of her house, refuses to see him again, even though as he like drives off, she's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "You kicked him out."
Very
bluff.
Very blonde coated.
Mm. Luckily, she was blonde in this scene.
Yes.
But while all this happens, their neighbor, Mrs. Merkin, was watching them fight in their scantily clad clothing because she's in the lingerie. He's in just underwear with a stethoscope dong.
He's ready to Dr. Love it, yeah.
Mrs. Merkin, you think that's a play on the Bush cover, the Merkin?
The Bush cover?
Yeah, like when a girl's doing a nude scene and they have like the fake pubes on. It's called a Merkin.
Never heard of that in my life. I'll take your word for it.
It's definitely a true thing, yeah. Where
they'll do
full nudity scene, but they don't have a natural bush, but they don't want to show their whole vag to the world, so they have a fake bush that they apply. It's called a Merkin. You learn something new.
I don't want to. Take it back. Take it back.
You're going to thank me so much when you're on the teacher's edition of Jeopardy, and they ask all you teachers
what's a Merkin.
They ask what the true term for a fake bush in nude scenes.
Yeah, you're right.
You're going to be like, oh,
my guy Brandon told me. It's called a fake pussy. Oh, shit, I got it wrong.
My friend Brandon, he told me
Brandon told me it's a fake pussy.
I was thinking, I think if I were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and I was towards the end and I had to phone a friend, I think I might phone you.
Oh. Well, I would hope it'd be a question that I'd be inclined to know.
I mean, that's true, but I think our knowledge bases, they overlap quite a bit, but they also complement each other really well.
We're smart people.
You're smart, and you've got a lot of some of the sports stuff I don't know. You've got some of the pop culture. You've got the history and the literature stuff.
Well, thank you. But yeah, so if it's like a question, it's something like, what is the monkey's genes in this XY genome? Yeah, you could call me. I would know that shit for right away. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could say it's a Merkin.
It's a Merkin. It's a fake pussy, Brandon.
Let's get back to the movie. Heartbroken, Valerie performs a song, "I've Lost My Faith in You," as she destroys all of his possessions. And
the whole time, were you not thinking, I lost my faith in you? Pan over, duet, have a little faith in me.
I was not. Oh, that should have been Bon Jovi on the other end.
It should have been. What was his character's name? Like Neiman or something? Forget one name.
Wasn't Neiman. I'm gonna look it up though. Have a little faith.
A little faith in me.
Because what year was this? What year did this come out? 1988. Oh, Bon Jovi was. This is Bon Jovi
doing his
time.
Thing. Yeah, this is John. Have a little
New
faith
Year's Eve. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Benson. That's what I thought when I saw this.
That's closer. What did you say first? Neiman?
Neiman.
It was Jensen.
Jensen, not Jensen. Jensen.
You are so.
Fuck Jensen. Benson's not far off. Yeah. Music number, you're right.
She does this music number. She destroys all of his possessions, and while she's doing it, she recollects on their times that they've spent together. But each of these moments that she's looking back on so fondly was like him ruining these big moments in their life as a couple together.
Maybe you shouldn't be with Ted, Val. But that's not what she's thinking. She thinks it's my love of my life. I fucked it
Ted
up.
Mosby.
Boo. Ted Bundy.
Boo.
Huzzah. Hooray.
Ted Danson. Yeah.
Ted Chiang.
Who's that?
The short story writer. He wrote the story that Arrival was based on.
Oh, love it. Teddy Roosevelt. We got there. And the aliens, they're like scrolling TV, like intergalactic TV. They stumble across a broadcast showing human females in like 80s workout videos and underwear ads. And they are fascinated by these hairless, shapely creatures. And when they discover that the broadcast came from Earth, they get in a little bit of a spat, fighting and yelling at each other. That they're starting to crash, and they zoom all the way into the California Valley and find Valerie sunbathing at the pool in her backyard.
That's where they're gonna crash.
Brandon. Yeah, they're heading right there. All the spaceship, like I said, is animated so terribly, but she's sunbathing. She takes off her top. She's on her back. The spaceship crashes into her pool.
Oh no. Oh yes.
Her critical thinking here is like, oh, this is just Ted trying to control my mind. She's like, I'm just gonna swim through this illusion. So she jumps in the water, tries to swim through the holographic illusion of a spaceship.
Some therapy thoughts, yeah.
She hits her head, goes unconscious.
Bonks it. Bonks it. Pretty stupid. Reminiscent of the blonde in Cannibal Women in the Avocado Forest. I think.
Oh yeah, Dottie.
I think it's a pretty. Yeah. Something Candy. I don't. There's some. I think there's a lot of similar ethos and tones, and maybe a similar sort of like.
Bunny,
of course. Sort of lens being applied here, where it's right, like it's the stupid girl. But it's like a satire of a stupid girl, right? Just points making fun of that.
Yeah. The stereotypical over the top damsel in distress.
Yes, and they're leaning into it.
So she hits it, knocks herself out. Mac, Jeff Goldblum, blue alien, exits to save her and brings her back on the ship. The ship had like this shrinking ray ability. Like when you exit the ship, you grow super big, but when you come onto the ship, you shrink.
That's cool. That's sci-fi, cool.
Brandon. And she wakes up inside the ship and thinks she's being abducted, but then finds they're basically just like imitating her moves, and they're curious about her. They're
chill.
Really chill.
And they're not as horny right now, it doesn't seem.
You'd think they would have went nuts on her.
I thought, yeah. But they're chill. They're normal guys. Especially and Mr. Goldblum.
Mr. Gold. They talk and it's all
that was annoying. You're right. Good for bringing that up. I didn't like that.
And it's all like kind of like sci-fi dubbed kind of in a way. But
in a cheapish way. I mean, the costumes are cheap. I don't think they're going for like genuine sci-fi. It's like spoof sci-fi. It's supposed to make funnable of almost.
Yeah. And she wakes up, or she tries to leave the ship. She pulls a lever and it just starts to flood the ship. So they close it up, but they've got to drain the ship and get out of there. So she invites them in to get some lunch.
Yeah, come hang out in my bungalow.
Also, you're not on just like some random thing and you just start pulling levers. You don't know what they're going to do.
She thought she was getting probed.
I guess that's true. And Mrs. Merkin is also, Mrs. Fake Pussy is also snooping, trying to get any more details, looking over the fence.
Mrs. Fake Pussy, that's right.
So she befriends them. She calls her friend Woody, this surfer bro, to come drain her pool so that when it's done, they can work on their ship and get flying again. I do like Woody too.
Woody's charming. Big stoner.
It's classic. And that's that fact that I told you, that the actor that was going to play Woody and the actor that was going to play Ted Gallagher just swapped their roles.
That I guess that makes it. I would have been I don't know. They probably could have pulled it off. I like Woody though. This version of Woody the best.
I liked what they did there. Yeah. And so they're inside her home. They're eating every little thing that they shouldn't be, as well as like creating beats and music with all like the decor and the household items. It's just them walking around, tapping things and spinning things and breaking things. But exactly, it's a beat. It's Tarzan's like trashing the camp. You know, they're ripping clothes and banging. Musical. Yeah, it's great.
It is kind of good. It's a funky little bossa nova beat they got going on.
And while inside, though there is a language barrier at first, like I said, the aliens prove to be quick learners and absorb American pop culture and language by watching television.
Which to be fair, I have heard that is one of the best ways to learn a second language is to watch like television and news programs and stuff like that in that language without subtitles. You just like fucking let it wash over you.
There is a TikTok lady that Marina loves. She sent me a couple times where it is
Hillary?
I don't think her name. No, it's not Hillary Clinton. It's a girl that's trying to learn English. And she's trying to learn English. She only knew Spanish. She moved from Mexico, and a lot of her TikToks is like her with her daughter trying to teach her, or her trying to sing songs in English, like pop songs in English, and trying to keep up with like the lyrics on the screen to get the pronunciation at a fast pace. And you can just see how excited she is when she does something correct. Like it's a good hope core to watch.
Okay, that's interesting. My kids can't even read and they speak English. Their first language. So that would be inspiring for them, maybe.
So yeah, they're making beats, they're absorbing language and all that. They're also great at just like imitating voices and sounds like perfectly.
Like RoboCop.
Yeah.
No, not. Yeah, Police Academy. That's not RoboCop. Police Academy.
And Mac overhears a message on the answering machine that came through from Ted, and he says he'll be over after work tonight. And Valerie's panicking because Mac like impersonates his voice. He's like, "I'm so sorry, honey. Take me back. I'll be over tonight. We can talk about it." And she's like, "Is that Ted? Did he just call?" And they're like, "Okay, yeah."
They do their stupid shit.
They could say yes, but he did that perfect recreation. And so she's like, "Oh my God, he's a medical doctor. When he sees you guys, he's gonna know that you aren't human."
Well, yeah, he also can tell that you're different colors. Yeah, that too. So Ted will figure out, and he's gonna bust you guys or something. He'll turn you in. I think you guys are homies.
He'll experiment on you, so she's panicking, and the only plan that she has is for them to blend into their surroundings. So she takes them to the Curl Up and Die salon for her friend Candy to work her magic.
She's like, just blend them in. Don't make them that sexy. Just normal people. But she goes crazy hot on them.
Sexy.
They're fucking sexy.
I mean,
at first, already.
At first, she doesn't believe Valerie. She's like,
yeah,
aliens. What are you saying? That she sees it. She's like, those are aliens. She's like, yeah, that's what I've been telling you. Can you?
Yes.
Can you do it? This is 3 full body shaves and hair dyes and all that. She did it so fast.
She's a magician. It makes him so hot. That's such good advertising.
Jim Carrey looked great. He's so young in this.
He did. And then Wayans is chiseled too. This is I dare say Goldblum is Goldblum, but he might have been in third here in the sexiness, Mr. Mac.
Wayans is usually more chiseled than he was in this movie. He is young, but I might put Wayans third, Goldblum second. Jim Carrey looked real good as the as the blonde-haired bro. I was like, oh my goodness, Jimmy.
Jimmy. That's how he got Jenny McCarthy.
Exactly.
His role of Wagyu or whatever he is. Whiplock.
So she does her magic, shaves them all off there. They look like humans. They are hot.
They dance like humans. Yeah.
Valerie's drawn to Mac now, like right away. And Candy's like, let's go out. We got 3 hot guys with us. She's like, they're aliens. They don't know. She's like, a date's a date.
They know
let's
clubs.
Go.
They know clubs. Yeah.
They do. So they're driving to, what was it called? I wrote it down here. They're driving to, maybe I didn't. Oh, the Decadence is the club they're driving to. When a car pulls up next to him with a bunch of blonde babes, and Whiplock is just like, blonde girls, I'm hopping in, hops into their moving car, and so Valerie and Candy with Mac and Zebo go to follow them up to Decadence. And
you're right, Decadence is good.
Zebo and Whiplock, they're dancing with the girls. Candy's even like, I want Whiplock now. Like, let's dance with him.
Whiplock. Yeah.
And
they're also doing like backflips and shit. All sorts of. They're doing like push-ups. Yeah.
Crazy athletic.
Yeah, they're beasts. That might have been a double. I don't know if Valerie can do that.
Starts to kind of think about Ted, and so she gets upset. So she walks outside while everyone else is dancing. Instead of Matt going to dance with one of the girls, he goes to comfort Valerie outside. He even plays the piano like beautifully to get her attention. He stole a guy's like
blue, can't say yes, but yeah,
blue glitter like suit jacket.
Yeah,
and then like walked up to the piano player at the event. It's like, take a break.
That's you. Take a break. Yeah.
Take a break. Then plays this beautiful piece for her. And so she talks with him, and they really kind of hit it off.
Dare we say that she's falling in love with the creature once known as Mac and Me.
She's falling in like with him.
With Mac and Me.
And they can't hurt
them. Yeah.
That never...
Especially. Yeah.
Never
gets able to hurt them. Especially emotionally, he can't hurt her.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That's what they meant. He can't hurt you emotionally in the grocery store. He's too empathetic.
Also, he has a gun.
Yeah, that might hurt you.
Yeah, you know that 8-foot tall alien that can bend iron that has a gun right now that he doesn't know how to work? He can't hurt you.
He's so safe. Go hug him. Yeah.
Remember when they shoot the kid?
It blows up. The hospital blows up.
It's such a big explosion for that movie.
Mac and Me's good. Good movie. They had a dance.
I can't believe we did Gooby and then Mac and Me back to back.
And we didn't like kill ourselves. We should be given the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Standing is not important. Of course it is, Gooby.
Gooby.
I know you're sad and all, but look at this. Throws hot dogs at him.
You're right, Gooby. Seth loves you.
Gooby. Oh, the Hoonies.
The Goopsters. The Hoonies.
Well, back in this movie, while all of that comforting's going on, some rich snob comes up and steals Zebo's girl.
Like Zac Efron, bitch.
So he dance battles for her. Long dance battle, actually.
Pretty American.
Pretty American.
Yeah.
And this is where you get to see a lot of their athleticism. They're jumping up in cages, doing flips, doing all sorts of shit.
You ever seen a dance battle in real life? In the wild?
Not at all.
There was a small one at prom last year that I DJ'd, but
I've seen one. 8th grade middle school dance.
Who were the competitors? Do you remember?
I can picture both of them, but I can't remember either of their names right now. It was a break battle, though.
Oh shit! I'm trying to remember. It was kind of just like a dance circle, and these two kids went back and forth. And if my memory serves, they both lost. They were both bad.
Both of my guys are pretty good. Ooh, Elvis Sunnyville. Elvis Sunnyville did a dance battle at once, but this was not the one I'm thinking of.
That sounds like a fake name, but I will believe you. Elvis
really
Sunnyville.
does.
That's okay. It's too
But
fake to be fake. Yeah.
Whiplock bests the rich snob with some insane athleticism. And while he's doing the dance battle and while Mac is comforting Valerie, Whiplock is charming all the women with his incredibly long tongue.
Yeah, which is, imagine the cunnilingus he could give is what he's saying to them. Yeah.
Exactly. You could lick the whole merkin all at once.
Could lick her fetus. Yeah.
I want him to lick my pussy and my fake pussy all at once.
And my colon. Yeah.
And your colon, yeah. All of them are like, I'm going home with him. He's
with my lung from the book.
Envy of every female. But Candy and Whiplock are making out. Zebo's signing women's breasts, and Mac tries to kiss Valerie until she shuts that down and takes them all back.
Alien.
Yeah, he's an alien. They can't kiss. I mean, Candy didn't care about it. She was in love with Whiplock already. Zebo's signing breasts.
But they're not like sexually compatible.
No.
An alien.
She kind of wants to kiss him, but she knows they can't go any further because they can't have sex.
Of course, that's why. Yeah.
That's why I shouldn't go any further with this alien, because we can't be compatible.
We can't, exactly. We can only be makeup buddies.
So she takes him back to the house. Ted's back at the house, and he sees like all the destruction. He doesn't suspect Valerie of doing this and thinks it was some sort of break-in and kidnapping, and he calls the cops. But when Valerie comes in with the aliens after the call is placed, she's trying to play it off, telling them that she won some MTV weekend showcase where she gets to spend a weekend with a rock band and they get to sleep over at her house.
What a cool... MTV used to be cool.
MTV would totally do something like, "Hey, Van Halen, you wanna sleep at this woman's house?
Go to this woman's house in Lewiston, Idaho." Okay. Sure, Ted. Ted's like, all right. Never heard of these guys.
Yeah, MTV, they could have ended up anywhere.
Yeah.
Topeka, Kansas. Be shallow, too.
Well, yeah, Whiplock. Not a lot of depth there.
But the police show up, and they see that Valerie's right there. It's a false kidnapping report, and they escort Ted out of the home after he was found, like, fighting and choking out Whiplock. And so
he was violent.
Ted's taken away. Valerie's like, I'm just going to go to bed. Guys, aliens, you can do whatever you want. I just need some time by myself. And Mac is like, well, I'll go in and comfort her after the dispute with Ted. So he enters her room alone.
Without consent. But, I mean, yeah.
And, he tries to give her a kiss again. She's like, I can't do this. We're not anatomically compatible. Like, I would need to see your junk to even know that we could. He's like, okay. So he gets naked.
My junk.
They're compatible.
Wow. Dick and balls and all.
Exactly. And she logically tries to convince herself not to have sex because of Ted and because of interspecies relationships and even long distance. She's like, if we have sex, think about the phone bills. If you, wherever you are, me. But it's no match for the draw of Jeff Goldblum. So they get it on.
And it's remember the sex scene from
the Velocipastor?
Velocipastor. It's not like that, unfortunately. Nothing is like that. That was one of the best scenes I've ever seen.
It's up there. I was thinking about that movie like 2 weeks ago, and I thought specifically of that scene. I was like, that was art.
It was so critically jarring to go from like the shitty handheld out in their woods backyards to this like expertly shot and produced music video with colors and like
I also loved in the Velocipastor when both of us like looked at each other like, are we rooting for them to get together? Are we rooting for the stripper and the priest to get together? I kind of like them as a couple.
They kind of. I like the Velocipastor.
Yeah,
there was a lot there. A lot there.
A lot better than Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong.
Nothing there. Less than nothing there.
So they get it on, and she wakes up in the night, And when she wakes up, she sees on the TV some alien horror program playing. And now she gets caught in a nightmare dreamscape. It's all black and white, where everyone around her is aliens. She can't escape this life. It's like, what has become of me now that I've had sex with the alien?
It's like a virus.
I was going to say, maybe his sperm is like a parasite taking over her mind.
Ooh. Or her body, and then a chest burster is going to come out.
And then scurry
away really quickly.
I love how much Seth loved how fast it ran off. So the next day, the pool is drained. And now it means it's sexy, shirtless manual labor time to fix the ship. All three of them shirtless, just working on the ship, wrenches and all that stuff. And Zebo and Whiplock are working on the spaceship when Woody stops by and he offers to take him to the beach because the beach is having a Blonde of the Month contest.
Cool.
They do that every month?
A different blonde each month. Wow.
But that's a cue for Candy to perform her hit song, 'Cause I'm Blonde, in a bikini at the beach. And this is that piece that everybody was upset about that they reshot 6 months later in the winter, and she didn't have quite the figure that she once had.
That's pretty moronic, yeah. Misogynistic.
But while they're going to head to the beach, they stop for gas. And there's a kid that has like a toy gun shooting at them in their car. It's like, don't just go up to other people's cars and pretend to shoot a gun at them.
Yeah, back in the 80s, maybe.
But Zebo takes the toy from him. And Woody's like, go inside, get us some snacks, get us all this stuff. So they go in there not knowing how normal transactions work. He's carrying a fake gun. They're like, give me chips.
Because he robs them, inadvertently robs them.
Yeah, all by mistake. And so Zebo and Whiplock, they get back to their car with all the snacks. They get in there. But the blonde babe, what was her name? Angeline, the Razzie nom, the singer or something. She's like, can you move your car for me so I can get some gas? So they're like, oh, sure, you're hot. So they start the car, but they don't know how to drive. So they end up driving down the LA freeway the wrong way in reverse with the police
by cops
in pursuit, all to the song Shake That Thing.
Who's Shake That Thing by?
Julie Brown, maybe?
Interesting. Okay.
And Mac finds out that his crewmates are in trouble. So he goes to help them, and he gets to the scene of the convenience store, the gas station, and he gets arrested along with Woody in a case of a mistaken identity because the blonde bimbo wasn't able to actually identify them. She was objectifying men.
Wow, she said that a hottie came in.
Exactly. And so Valerie goes to the convenience store to help Mac and Woody get out, saying this is not them. They're like, well, we're going to arrest them anyway. She's like, well, can you take me with them? They're like, no, you're not under arrest. So she smashes their cop car. So she gets arrested too.
There you go. To be arrested.
And that big police chase ends up in a crash, and Zebo and Whiplock are taken to the emergency room.
Whoa.
And when they learn that they're going to the emergency room because the cops get a dispatch call while they're taking them to jail, they're like, oh my God, we've got to get there because that's the hospital that Ted works at. And he's going to find out aliens. And so
he's gonna fuck
they're like,
up.
How are we going to get there? Well, what Mac does, and I don't really know what this was. It was brought up earlier on a cat, but he has like a love ray touch thing.
Stupid.
Like earlier he touched a cat and it made it like glow like a rainbow and then just like melt and ooze and become very lovey. Huh?
Oh, he didn't kill it. He didn't kill it.
No, it just makes it like oozy and lovey and all that. So he does that to each of the cops and they fall in love with each other.
Oh, so they start making out?
No, but they cuddle in the back seat. And the two guys, the two cops, the policemen talk about all the vacations they're going to take and how much they're going to love each other in a homosexual way.
That's very nice.
So they get to the emergency department to find Zebo and Whiplock, but there they are already being examined by Ted, and he discovers that they have 2 hearts.
Oh, like a Dennis Smith Jr. 2 ACLs type situation.
Does Dennis Smith Jr. have 2 ACLs?
Yeah, when he was in high school, he tore his ACL, and then they went to go look at it and the MRI, and they're like, "You have another one that's not torn." So he's out for like a month.
It
is crazy. That's true.
Is that how he has like a 42-inch vertical for being like 6'1"?
I think that helped, maybe potentially. Yeah, he was born with an extra anterior crucial ligament in his knee.
You got extra tendons, extra bounce, you know? I was just a joke.
I know.
I always used to joke in pharmacy school, like, we'd end like P1 year and I'd go to the second year and it'd be like summer break and I'd be like, guys, wouldn't it just be crazy if I come back the next year and I'm like 6'4" and I've got a 40-inch vert? You guys aren't going to be able to stop me. I'm not even going to be a pharmacist anymore.
No, they couldn't stop you in the paint as is, and imagine that.
I know. Man, Michael O'Guine for the Grizz.
Yeah, he would have been #1 pick.
If he wasn't 6'2" and he was 6'5", he would have been drafted.
Yeah, for sure. He's so good.
Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year, literally a 40-inch vert.
We liked Mike.
Oh, he was great. So yeah, he finds out that they have 2 hearts, and he's like, I got to report this. We're going to get this published. We're going to do all this. We've got to examine. And Mac and Valerie, they are like, we got to get into the emergency department, but they can't because they don't have any visitors' rights while they're under examination. So what they do is they find the nurse that Ted was banging, and they, with the toy gun, they pretend to hold her hostage so that they can get her nurse outfit.
That's smart.
They pull her into this patient's
That's not a crime.
room. This patient's room that's completely bandaged head to toe, like paralyzed, full body broken, except for his eyes are able to peek out.
Yeah.
And she's like standing in front of him. And they're like, all right, take off your clothes. And so she starts to strip, and it just shows her breasts and everything in a bra, not nipples or anything.
Yeah, but
she's down to like a skimpy bra and a thong and everything. And she looks at the patient. She's like, are you going to tell somebody about this? He's like, no. She's like, aren't you going to stop them from robbing me? He's like, take off your shirt, woman.
What the fuck? That's bizarre.
Pretty
horny filmmaking there. Yeah.
It is. He just wanted to see her tits. He didn't want to push the call button. And so, while Ted is envisioning achieving fame and fortune for his discovery, Valerie and Mac enter the emergency room disguised as a doctor and nurse, and they manage to convince Ted that he's delusional, while Mac pretends to make like a second heartbeat sound as he does the stethoscope on her chest and then his chest and then each of their chests. And he's like, oh my God, I'm hearing things. And then he starts hearing cars and jackhammers and alarms and phone calls because Zebo and Whiplock are doing it too.
Zebo and Whiplock, yep. Zach Randolph and Whiplock.
Also,
so he's out
here when Valerie was like, all right, listen to my heartbeat then. They only have one heartbeat. Instead of just doing it over her shirt, he unbuttons her shirt a little bit to show her in just her bra a little bit, and then listens to her heart. I was like, you don't do that.
Horny. You're right. Earth girls are horny.
But anyway, they convince him he's delusional with the sound effects, and he runs off, and they're going to escape back to Valerie's house. But on the drive home, Ted hops in the car and is just complaining and crying and trying to get Valerie to take him back. And they reconcile.
Yeah, good just old like Charlie Rocket.
With all 3 of the aliens in the back seat, they plan a whole like impromptu get married immediately in Vegas kind of thing. And so Mac is heartbroken when they get back to the house, and he's like, let's just get in the spaceship and take off. And Valerie comes out to say goodbye, followed by Ted, who discovers the spaceship. And he's like, oh my God, a spaceship. I'm going to call authorities. And while she's struggling to prevent him from calling the authorities, Mac hits her with the love spell that he did on the cops.
Oh, that's cheating.
He does it on her to Ted. so that she will love so she
that's not
doesn't
cheap.
care about him anymore because he's heartbroken. So they're making out in the empty pool about to get it on when she snaps out of the spell and comes to a realization that Mac is the one she truly loves. He is Mr. Right.
It's Mr. Right.
So he hops into the spaceship and they take off into outer space together and say goodbye to Candy and Woody
It's beautiful.
and Mrs. Merkin. And that is the end of Earth Girls Are Easy.
That's a movie.
It's as a movie as any movie can movie.
That's good.
Quotes? You have any quotes?
No, sir.
I'm
protesting something.
The election.
Yes.
I've got 11 quotes.
Hit me with your 2 minus of a baker's dozen. Hit me with the first one. How about
Zebo imitating what Candy had told her told him when she shaved him and did the whole makeover. And like I said, they do perfect imitations. He goes, "Oh my God, you're like totally black."
That's good.
Valerie, when they're saying their goodbyes at the end of the movie, as they're getting in the spaceship, she goes, "Aw, Whiplock, I think I'll miss you the least of all." And he just goes, "You want a lip lock from Whiplock?"
That's good.
Candy talking. I don't even know what this was. It's her in the salon just dishing to the other girls. She said, "I just want to say that being chosen as this month's Miss August is like a compliment I'll remember for as long as I can. Like right now, I'm a freshman in my 4th year at UCLA, but my goal is to become a veterinarian because I love children."
That's good. Freshman or 4th year. That's good.
Veterinarian because you love children.
Good.
Whiplock. They are watching a thing, a TV ad of beach babes in Finland. Yeah. But seeing the Finland girls. And Whiplock, when Valerie comes out, she goes, "Finland is here?" And Valerie goes, "Finland? No, this is the valley. Finland is the capital of Norway." God, you guys learned so fast.
Yeah. Dumb one. Dumb.
Finland is the capital of Norway, folks.
That's right. Which itself is the capital of Sweden.
I put this down because it made me laugh because like 4 episodes ago, I think it was like it must have been Van Helsing or maybe Winnie the Pooh, but we were talking about Stockholm Syndrome, and Seth went, "Isn't that the capital of isn't that the capital of Finland?" And I was like, "No, no, Stockholm. Yeah, Stockholm is the capital of Finland or something." You go, "It's the capital of Sweden, you fucking idiots. That's Helsinki."
Yeah, I know all my capitals.
I do too. I know a lot of the big ones, and I don't know why I messed that up.
Dumbasses.
Valerie, when she finds the nurse had come in, she goes to Ted, "You brought a girl home to have sex?" And he's like, "Well, you weren't supposed to be here, Val."
Point taken.
Good point, yeah. Valerie, when Candy proposes they go out on a night out of the town, she goes, "Candy, reality check. We can't go out with these guys. They're aliens." And she goes, "So? They can still be our dates. Do you guys have like margaritas on your planet?"
Yeah, still fuck them. Still, yeah.
What the hell is this?
Let's see if I can remember.
"You look great. That's a great outfit. Thank you. That door is a real bit." Oh, it's when she's going to the curl up and dye salon. And she's about to walk in for her shift when she sees this really old lady walk out. And she goes, "You look great. That's a great outfit." And she goes, "Thank you." And that old lady just goes, "Yeah, that door is a real bitch there." I was like, "What?" Out of nowhere.
That was a weird clock.
Oh, Woody talking to Valerie, when he first discovers the spaceship in the pool and she plays it off like it's a car that she drove into the pool. He's like, "Ah, that's crazy." And he's looking at the little waves going in the pool, the ripples. And he looks down and goes, "Whoa, check out these sets, man. If I were like 6 inches tall, I'd be out there right now." And they were pumping like that this morning on the beach. Not for real. And I was getting barreled in this totally cool tube. And I just sex waxed my board. Real preem, man. Really preem.
That's good. That's a good impression. Woody's a cool character. See what I'm saying? Yes.
Any surfer bro, just the lingo that they use always gets me.
I love it. Sometimes I talk like a surfer to the kids. They don't get it.
When they go to visit Candy for the makeovers, Valerie's telling Candy about everything that happens, but apparently there was just another customer in the store, and she goes, "Aliens crash landed in my pool and they abducted me, but then we became friends and I fed them Pop-Tarts and now they're here with me." And this old lady just goes, "What did you just say?" She's like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just on a lot of drugs right now."
Fed them Pop-Tarts.
Here's the Woody line. She goes, "Oh my God, that's why she wanted me to drain the pool? She drove the car into the pool. I've done that so many times."
So many times, bro. Trying to get some mad gompers on the waves.
And then my last one is a profound quote from Valerie talking to Ted. She goes, in the only way she can convey it, a metaphor, she goes, "A relationship is a lot like a porcelain nail, Ted. You can break it and you can glue it back together, but it's not going to be as strong as it was unless the person is really committed to not bringing home other nurses." That's
right. That is profound.
Using a metaphor and then just straight to the point at the end.
That is good.
That's my 11 quotes. I thought it was a pretty decent quotable film.
Quoties. It is quotable.
Is it a rateable film?
I think I had 13 quotes before I protested. Wow. I sure as hell can guess some ratings.
Okay. Tomometer. Critics.
55.
Remember, you were up 5-0.
Yeah, Seth has got work to do. 55.
But you're not within 8. It's a 68%.
58? Ooh. Okay. A clue.
Audience score.
That would be a 60.
Seth wins.
Fuck Seth.
It's a 43%.
Ooh, down with the people.
Getting down with the people.
Down with the people.
IMDb Metascore out of 100?
That would be a 55.
Fuck, Seth wins. It's a 66.
Rat. Damn it. But the people's weed.
Audience score out of 10.
People's weed. Let's give this a 4.0.
Seth wins.
Fucking Jesus.
It's a 5.5. Luckily.
Damn it. I said that twice.
You won 5-4, but man, you almost blew that.
Man, thank God my first half performance carried me through. Jesus.
And that 5.5, let's see where it lands. This comes in at the 69th worst film we've ever done.
Sex.
Movies just worse than this included Jack Frost, Little Nicky, Point Break, Morbius, Dollman, Moonfall, and Stealth.
You like Dollman?
And there's the Velocipaster just worse than this. Nice. Movies just better than it. Hotel for Dogs. We liked Hotel for Dogs.
We did. You cried.
Where's My Car?
That was bad.
Kicking and Screaming.
It's pretty good.
New Year's Eve.
It's pretty good.
Jensen. Good Luck Chuck. And R.I.P.D.
Pretty bad.
So, critics ended up giving it a 68 and a 66 for a 67. Users a 43 and a 55 for a 49. What are you giving this?
I think I'm gonna give it a 4.7.
Okay.
Lasagna. I thought it was smart, but not as smart as it could have been. Not as smart as Cannibal Women. I thought it was funny, but not as funny as it could have been. I think I think it was. I thought it was going to be a much bigger disappointment because I'm not a Jim Carrey guy, and they were
Yeah.
pretty stupid. So I think a 4.8 is pretty. 4.7 is pretty fair for me.
I think we gave Cannibal Women in like the 7s even.
We liked it a lot. I did.
We
Yes.
did. You're not far off from me. You said 4.7.
Yeah.
I'm a 5.5. Right at that audience score. I think
guessed it twice.
I was ready for this to be a 3 or something on my scale. And it surprised me. I didn't need all of the musical numbers. That did nothing for me in the grand scape of the movie. But I can tell it was kind of a satire. They leaned into it, but it wasn't like so spoofy or anything. Some of the people actually played some dumb characters pretty well. Obviously, the costumes and the space CGI didn't look super good, and the story had some holes in it. It's based off of an EP song. But I think all in all, I enjoyed watching it. Hour and 35 minutes. It was brisk and it was light.
Pretty breezy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colors full. Lots of colors.
It was colors full. And I've got 3 critics, 6 users.
Finally.
Big Rog.
Wait all day for this. I love the critic reviews.
Big Rog at Chicago Sun-Times says, Earth Girls Are Easy is silly and predictable and as permanent as a feather in the wind. But I had fun watching it. 3 out of 4 stars.
We agreed, Mr. Big Rog.
We all thought that it was as permanent as a feather in the wind.
That's such a good line.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
What a hero.
George Anderson at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette says it is so cheerful about so many stupid things that you cannot, in good conscience, endorse it, but you may be tempted to adopt it.
Weird.
And last at the Deseret News for Chris Hicks, he said, less a movie than a stretched out, padded music video.
I could see that too. In all honesty, it is, but yeah.
Yeah. And then users. First up, returner Snoopy style.
This guy, Seth.
March of 2016, he said,
good reveal. Give him half a point.
This is silly. It is unrelentingly wacky. It is deliberately strange. The musical portions aren't that great. The songs are not the catchiest, but they do try to be comical. Everything is so desperate to be outlandish that it isn't actually that funny. It's definitely different. Gina Davis is gorgeous and charismatic. Carrie and Wayans have some moments of wacky, but they could be so much funnier. And there's a crazy idea here, but the writing just isn't quite funny enough. 5 out of 10.
Yeah, that's not good enough for half a point. Sorry, Seth.
Returner Leaf Weindraka. June 8th, 2015 says Earth Girls Are Easy is a film that's all over the place, trying to please everybody all the time. And as we know, that's a mission that's doomed to fail from the outset. What this strives to be is a colorful, bright, and breezy sci-fi comedy with an all-star cast riding high at the peak of their careers. What it turns out to be is a mess of stupid dialogue, dumb comedy situations, and a general lack of cohesion all around. The whole film is just an example of 80s excess at its worst. 3 out of 10.
Probably a good amount of cocaine involved in this production. You're right.
Yeah. And I do agree that it is quite 80s excess. It's so 80s coded.
That's where the cocaine is from, yes. That's 80s excess.
Next, returner Lee Eisenberg.
Eisenberg.
No. Lee Draka.
Writer of Seth. Yeah.
May 19, 2005. The writer of Seth?
Writer of Seth.
Lee Eisenberg says everyone loves a good or bad alien movie, and Earth Girls Are Easy doesn't disappoint. In a way, the whole movie is an excuse to be silly. But believe me, they came up with some really funny stuff. You'll wish that some aliens could land in your own swimming pool or wherever near your house. 7 out of 10.
That's a funny thing. You're gonna wish it happened to you. I like it. Good review, Lee.
Next, another returner, Gavin69 for 2.
This guy's cool.
March 31st, 2013. He says, "This is a pretty great 1980s film with all the fun and cheese you could ever possibly want. The humor is of a variety rarely seen anywhere, and especially not outside of this unique decade. The real mystery here lies in Jeff Goldblum. The film presents him as though he is the most handsome man who ever lived. Maybe aliens give off strong pheromones or something, but Goldblum cannot be considered a hunk by anyone's definition. Hot. Can he? 7 out of 10.
Yeah, he can. I think universally he's seen as a sex symbol. Maybe not like Hulk Hogan type, but in his own way.
You know, I know he gets quite a holler in the theaters during Jurassic Park when he's hurt lying on the table shirtless.
Yeah, I think everyone loves Jeff Goldblum in that way, in an erotic way. But
penultimate reviews by a newcomer, Day Sleeper 666-878-240.
Fresh meat.
June 9th, 2020, they say Gina Davis's character is not getting what she needs from her fiance in the bedroom. So she gets a big makeover and comes home early to surprise her man. He comes home with another woman and is absolutely shocked when he finds her home. Her car is sitting in the driveway when she kicks him out of the house and throws his keys at him, telling him off. Her car is in the driveway. How is he surprised that she's home? Firstly, though, if she's trying to surprise him, why does she leave the car in the freaking driveway? I hope it gets better, but that's my take on the first 20 minutes. Just a ridiculously huge mistake. 1 out of 10.
Good review. That's a good review. You're right.
You want me to write that one down?
No, but I respect it.
Okay. And my last one is by newcomer Bernie4444.
Bernie.
On November 10th, 2023, almost today, a year ago.
My birthday.
They say, this must be based on a true story. They say that truth is stranger than fiction, and this movie is awfully strange, so it must be true. 10 out of 10.
That's dumb. Good review. So, that's an even better review.
That's going to end it for Earth Girls Are Easy. Are you going to recommend this?
I don't think so, Brandon. Maybe to the older folks who haven't seen it. It'll be part of your satire canon of the 80s.
I want to recommend it, but I know that like almost anybody I recommend it to isn't actually going to really enjoy it and is going to think it's dumb and bad.
Maybe Seth.
Yeah, for sure. That's a for sure. But otherwise, I don't think I will either. It's a tough sell.
You're right.
So 2 no recommends, and that's gonna end it for Earth Girls Are Easy. Next week we've got an auction-based episode.
I call ball. I got you.
You got ball. I'll do bare bones scripts and take notes for the movie and quotes, but we're doing Rollerball.
Ready.
From 1975, not the 2012 remake.
Maybe lube up your skates in preparation for this one.
And I picked this because you kept saying Rollerball like a couple seasons ago, like over and over and over again. I was like, what is Rollerball? So I finally looked it up. I was like, we got to do Rollerball. So we're going to do Rollerball.
Great movie. Hopefully Devin will be here. Maybe Robert will be here.
Maybe Devin, maybe Robert, maybe Seth. There might be 5 of us.
That'd be a beautiful situation.
That'd be wild. I'm going to have 4 fucking streams to edit. God damn. Anyway, lube up your skates. Bang some aliens. Eat a Heath bar.
And drink a glass of water.
And gadoosh yourself.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Good episode, Earth Girl, all the way through.
I'm glad you were able to watch most of it.
Most of it. Pretty stupid.
Now you got to watch the first 10 minutes of Ace Ventura.
I'm going to do that right now.
No, you're not. You're going to go to bed.
Yeah, I am going to bed. See you, Brando. See you, Earth
Later.
Girl.
We'll see you, Earth Boy. See you, Nessie.
See you, Ruby. Ruby.